At this very moment, which silver squeeze version are we in? Was it 2.0, 3.0, or 4.0? I am uncertain, but one thing is certain, in hyperdrive it goes, possibly even on a prohibited substance list. Today, silver's price exploded, and in this video we'll explain what happened while we investigate. Without a doubt, silver has had an extraordinary month. The price of silver has been extremely volatile and has been steadily rising. As we saw, it was close to $54 in the past few days before taking a huge tumble. Just as I am recording this video, just moments before the markets close, the bid price for silver is $53 and the ask price is $53.12. Today, silver has climbed more than 3%. Considering the current state of the market, the 12-cent difference between the bid and ask is somewhat unexpected. But that's the reality we face every day, and I'll also be discussing another reality we face, constitutional silver. Be on the lookout, for this tube of magnificent uncirculated dimes is about to undergo a transformation. Keep watching the video for that. Here I'll be citing an article by Adrian Ash that explains the current price movement of silver and provides some background on what's going on. Additionally, gold fared really well. It's currently up more than $4,200. As a fantastic business with lightning-fast shipping and first-rate customer service, Summit Metals is the channel sponsor. You can view them by following the link provided in the description down below. As the industrially used precious metal soared to another new record price, with gold on Wednesday, the silver squeeze in London persisted, and worldwide stock markets recovered to a one-week high. A 148-point rise for the Nasdaq and a small decline for the Dow Jones Industrial Average indicate that the stock market has recovered from the fears of Chinese tariffs, but there is no doubt that the silver market is very much alive and well today. With a small decline in the dollar index and an increase in silver, the S&P 500 has risen 26 points today. According to visitors of London's LME Metals Week, energy trading companies are gaining new flows due to the boom and volatility in precious metals and base metal prices. Just so you know, that's the London Metals Exchange. At about $62 per barrel, crude oil also hit a 5-month low. Presently, the price of oil has dropped. Standard crude is now selling at $58.57 a barrel. The price of copper has also risen, with futures contracts showing a price of nearly $5 per pound. In contrast, the price of silver has fixed over $52.46 per troy ounce, marking its 4th consecutive record benchmark figure. Gold also surpassed $4,200 at lunchtime in London, the global trading and storage center for precious metals. On Wednesday, however, the annualized rate of 1-month gold leases in London fell from 0.6% to 0.3%, making it 2 weeks in a row where the rate has been positive. Meanwhile, silver 1-month lease rates fell to 14.1% overnight, before climbing back up to 24.2%, which is still quite high and indicative of the tight silver market conditions. Tight is the operative term. The precious metals market in London is under unprecedented levels of pressure, particularly on silver. It's currently at an all-time high. On the December COMEX silver's contracts, which were trading at $1 below wholesale bullion prices, the gap to London pricing in New York silver futures extended by 0.10 per ounce. Actually, the current futures price is $52.54. That is a reversal of direction that has persisted. There was a little increase in the overall volume of gold and silver traded on London's bullion market last week. Updated information from Wednesday shows that the LBMA was up 2.1% by ounces, and the Trade Association was up 0.9%. This followed a 24.4% increase in gold trading and a 21.5% increase in silver volumes and pricing the previous week. They are attempting to expedite the process of silver's entry into the LBMA by having it transported via planes. Even while there is some relief, I still have no idea if they will be able to make it. Here, I'm picking up on little snippets. Obviously though, it won't be enough to keep silver prices below $50. The truth is that it keeps going uphill from this point on. So, basically it's getting tighter and people are responding by attempting to get in. As the silver market fluctuates, they are acquiring positions. Contrast this with the bullion market though. We are currently learning the hard way that refiners do not take all silver. They are accepting, and I may or may not have read the most recent news there. If you're looking for unrefined or non-999 pure silver, you're in for a long wait. Some stores across the nation, and maybe the world, find it challenging to transport even that. My neighborhood coin store is the only place I'm considering. The London Bullion Market Association is reporting that physical bullion is hard to come by and that lease rates will remain high due to the ongoing market tightness. Even if COMEX is also worried, a significant amount of silver is still listed on COMEX. Thus, I do not perceive it as a very pressing issue, but we will maintain our vigilance to observe any developments. However, the current state of silver is fascinating to observe. This, however, will not last forever. The duration of its duration is unknown to me. There are those who believe it may continue into the new year. In my opinion, the likelihood is low. Nonetheless, the market will return to normalcy at some point. My prediction is that the following events will involve a price consolidation, followed possibly by an upward movement. I need to evaluate and determine those figures on my own before I can provide you my view. In any case, we're here. I'm still in the process of gradually increasing my silver holdings. This small tube of uncirculated dimes was initiated by me. As for the dimes and constitutional silver, my neighborhood coin store still gets a few of them. They're not just buying it, they're also selling it. But I don't think there are nearly as many people looking to sell constitutional silver as there are to buy it. If some stores aren't even carrying it anymore, it's undoubtedly sold all over the nation. Not everyone is. Keeping your constitutional silver is something I highly recommend. As firmly as I did before, I believe in it now. However, it becomes quite challenging if you are unable to sell it. Additionally, you should constantly evaluate the scenario to see if there is anything you can sell. To this tube, we will be adding 6 silver uncirculated dimes. Also, we're going to remove one from this 2x2 and insert it into that tube immediately. Just because it's not wrong, right? Why not savor the moment? Yesterday, when silver was trading at roughly $52 per ounce, I paid the same amount for these. Thus, underspot, spotless back then, and spotless now. Today is an excellent day to acquire silver underspot. That much is certain. That much is certain. This dime is where we'll start. Liberty dime with winged wings. The most affordable and diminutive kind of silver available. These typically fetch a little premium at the coin shop near me. However, they possessed a few undiscovered caches of it. I was even granted permission to peruse their inventory in order to augment this tube at the standard constitutional pricing. Another one is there then. I will include that. Lastly, we have this small. Dime bags are usually a hit with me. Sure thing. I adore my dime bags no matter what. While I take out the penny bags, I can't help but listen to some Pantera. Plus, I'd rather have that reference than one about drugs. The only things that are genuinely expensive at the moment are leasing rates and the pressure. So, that's not high on weed, but rather steroids. All right then, and such it is. And add it to the tube. This is nearly half full. At this pace, we'll observe the outcome. However, a small supplement to that. As a result, silver prices have risen substantially today, making it yet another thrilling day for the silver market. Plus, they've backed off a bit since then. The highest price silver reached today was $53.23. Earlier in the day, we witnessed that peak. It is, however, significantly pushed back as the trading day nears its end. The current gain is only $1.46. 2.85% is a significant increase, without a doubt. However, the auction is set at 53 or at a 1 with a bid of $52.89 per unit. There is no doubt that these are still quite respectable figures. A huge win, and a sign that this time is different, in my opinion, is every day when you see a price above $50. Moreover, inflation is likely supporting silver prices despite the pressure. As a result, we may expect to see larger and higher support levels. And I believe that is what is holding up some of these prices. And this has happened before in the silver market's history due to inflation. Concerns about geopolitical tensions, potential interest rate reduction in the future, and everything else we've covered previously are all still driving up silver prices. That much is certain. However, inflation is another factor that is strengthening and supporting this silver bull run. That is why I have been looking forward to it with such anticipation this year. In the space provided below, please share your opinions with me. It is my sincere wish that you have derived anything useful and instructive from this video. Any and all of you who have tuned in, I could not thank you enough. Your rating, sharing, commenting, and subscribing would mean the world to me.